You are totally committed to this project.
Right.
Now, I understand, bro. You've got this guy come along. He's a free agent, and you need a headliner. I totally get that. And obviously, bro, somebody fresh off the WWE, somebody that looks like him, who's a bona fide star, got a lot of television time. I can almost build this company on his back. Now, I also have to assume, and I could be wrong, but I've got to assume because I kind of know the pay scale. I got to assume that Braun had a little bit of money from working at the WWE the first time around. So I don't think he was hurting for money. I don't think he would have hurt for money because I think he could have booked himself on the indie scene for the next 10 years if that's what he wanted to do. So it's not like the guy was in financial straits. So if the WWE comes calling again, I'm dropping everything and I'm running there. He's got the money. He's got marketability, bookability. When you make an agreement with this guy, was it a mistake to not have him sign the same commitment that you had? Because, bro, let's face it, man, you really roll the dice here. If I can get him on board, bro, I've got the main eventer I need, and I can do these tours, and there's somebody people's going to come out to see. However, if the guy decides to walk, now I'm going to be in the position that I'm in right now. I just feel, bro, and I'm just curious, did you ever entertain the idea of getting more of a commitment? Whereas if the WWE comes calling again next week, you're going to be committed to this, bro, for the next year.
No, and it wasn't a mistake at all to include him. No, because anything I would have put paper and signed, like we're both smart, we're both friends, and we're both businessmen, that in paper it would say, if so-and-so calls and is offering this, understand I would have to take it. And I would have the exact same thing in mind too, because you never know. So no, I would say the mistake was, there's no mistake in including, there was a mistake in losing the vision and the purpose for expediting a growth of a business that isn't really ready yet, or a brand that's even known or acknowledged, because there is no brand identity. There's no brand. This is who we are yet.
So why did you lose that, bro? Because he wanted to make money now? Is that why you lost that?
Because I allowed, and I'll take full responsibility, I allowed outside forces to throw these things at us that weren't ready, because I am a swinging dick bastard, and I'm like, I can fucking do this. I can do this. And like with the tour, I figured it out. I could do it. We're going to fucking win. But, it laid on that. So that goes away. But also I knew that there's no way this would work without funding or a sponsor or things like that. And I was talked into announcing it by somebody, not him, that a sponsor will come when it's announced. Are you sure? Yep. Are you sure? Yep. I can't announce it unless you're sure. I'm sure. Announce it. No sponsor. Okay. Fuck. Well, then the plan goes into effect on how to make it reasonable and us versus them and territorial and fucking a brand identity, uniting the brands, platform for all, exquisite. And everybody, like, it was cool. And it still is cool. And it's still the same kind of image, but allowing those business things to happen when I'm like, a smart person would have been tentative to not, like, hold on, we can't do that yet. That would be insane. There's full-time television companies that don't tour for these reasons that we're encountering. I figured out how to make it work. It was going to be sweet. But the mistake was, I guess, allowing things like that to jump the gun over, we need to establish what the brand is. And if you're here for the beginning and these aspects as a high-level name, but you got to go, I get it. That's fine. Thank you for the rub. You got us started. You got us marching down the field. Never forget it. Appreciate it. Doors open to come back. But we didn't develop the brand because so much went into so many different aspects. And I think another mistake is not clear focus on a couple things, but a lot of focus on a lot of things without people to back it up. Not that there aren't people offering help, but at what expense is this help cost? Who are they? What can they get done? What is their insights outside of just, I'm in the wrestling business? Like, so a lot of people offered help, and I accepted a lot of help to, yeah, if you could talk to this commission, that'd be great. If you could do that, that would be great. And they did, but at the same time, being the head of it all, not knowing everything that's coming without the proper circle around me to also delegate decisions. So as a leader, being able to delegate, this person's in charge of that, that person's in charge of that, that person's in charge of that, and I don't need to be there and I don't need to know because I know they can do it. And not having those kind of people yet, that's a mistake.
Bro, it seems like there was a lot of people around you wanting to go on with the tour, even though you was, I mean, what
I think it would have still been, like I said, moderate success, because what I've noticed too is that, no offense to any names, but we've had this conversation. I don't see names drawing strictly on names. It's about putting them within brands and positions to draw. So just because you have a huge name doesn't mean you're going to draw. So the realization of that early actually was great and not a mistake to pursue this, because therefore I learned that early that you can't cover a bullet hole wound with a Band-Aid by like throwing a name at it. And I think that's a problem with a lot of wrestling. Like, oh, we're struggling. What do we do? We'll bring him in for the, the quick reaction and the dopamine release. And then we don't know what to do next. And then it's just like endless cycle of that. So getting away from the slow build with the foundation and the brand identity, detriment, but at the same time, learning the lessons of what people will pay money to see. I've had conversations with a lot of high level people in wrestling about this. And some say it's a crazy, big name with a great energy behind it, or it's brand identity with the culture behind it. And there's like arguments for both.
Well, with that being said, I mean, bro, say you are tempted with the same set of circumstances over the next month. I mean, is that something you would